We are going to go right into this mature makeup tutorial with my tips for mature skin. It is a specialized skin, I'd like to say. So I'm going to prep my skin first. I'm going to go in with the Caudalie. This is Vino Pure. This is a purifying toner. So I'm first going to do this all over my skin just to remove anything that might be on my skin. I really want to prep. It's so cooling. Smells amazing, and it just makes my skin feel really, really good prior to putting on my serum and then my moisturizer. Going in with my Ever Quench. This is an advanced hydrating booster. I'm going to put this on first to really quench my skin, to give it that extra moisture before I put on the moisturizer. The hydrating booster is in my skin. I can feel the difference already. And then I'm going to go in with the Ever Hydra Lift Injection Cream. This is the rich. There is a normal one that's not as heavy, but I like the rich because my skin is dry. My lips have been so dry recently. So I'm going to just add this onto my skin and really just feel that I'm just making my canvas, my skin, beautiful, and the product is going to look amazing over my skin. What's really nice about this injection cream is that it's not heavy or sticky. It really absorbs into the skin, which is wonderful for mature skin. So you get that tall drink of water for your skin. You don't put on your BB cream, foundation, or your concealer and then have the moisturizer just ball up and roll off your skin. That drives me nuts because then your makeup's ruined and you have to start over. So it really hydrates the skin. You can see my skin now has a little gloss to it. I'm going to go in with the Lancome. This is an eye cream I've been using for about a month now, I think, or maybe 6 weeks. This has a very interesting consistency to it, and it goes in like a veil, like a protection veil on my eye. I really like this eye cream. I've told you in past videos, I'm very impressed by it. Feels so good. It absorbs into my skin, and I don't have to worry about this also just sitting there going to pill once I put on my concealer. I'm going to just give a little spritz of my Caudalie Beauty Elixir. This is something that I love doing, whether it's the beginning of my makeup or after. It just gives me that really cooling sensation. The aromatherapy lifts my spirits, gives me more of that calming feeling. And then I do something also, which is a little off my face, but I do a hand cream. My hands, you can see your cuticles. I think that's really important to have hydrated hands. So this is from La Roche-Posay. This is a barrier balm. So this is great for the winter season coming up. It gives a nice film to the skin, meaning it's almost like you're wearing invisible gloves. So I don't like having cuticles that are dry, my hands looking dry. I've seen it in the video. I've seen it really looking, my hands just looking not so young and fresh. And putting on a hand cream is a really nice tip for mature skin, mature hands, because we start seeing that our hands are looking maybe not as youthful or as fresh as they used to. So that's going to be really nice. Again, too, you can use an SPF if you're driving, if you're going to be out in the sun, really protecting the hands, because that is another thing that I think we forget about as we mature, that our hands are really something like our neck and our décolleté that we can see the aging process. So we want to protect that. I always start with my eyes. So I use my eye and lip primer to prime my eye, meaning that I want to get rid of any darkness, any redness, any blues, grays. And I also want my eyeshadow to last all day. I want it to look true on my skin. I don't want it to muddy up with the darkness, the pigmentation on my eyelid. Now that's a really good tip for mature skin in 2 ways. First, you're priming your eyes, so you're getting rid of all of the redness, the darkness, you're lightening the eye area. And 2, you want to start with your eyes first, because say you make a mistake, say you have fallout that comes out all over your face. You don't have your foundation, you don't have this beautiful concealer, this beautiful foundation, and then you're like, oh wow, I got darkness here. Let me fix that, let me add more concealer, let me add more product. That doesn't make sense. I don't know. I think for younger girls, maybe that will work, but for us, we need to have as clean skin as possible. Then when we put over our BB cream or our foundation, everything looks beautiful. We're not mixing it with eyeshadow that fell on our skin. To me, it's just common sense when we are doing our makeup to always start with the eyes first, clean everything up, and then proceed. So I'm gonna just tap on my eye and lip primer. You can use this for your lips. Maybe you have more blues in your lip. Maybe you want to neutralize out your lips before you put your lipstick on. You can use it for that also. Base of the lash line all the way up to the brow bone in this inner corner. So I want to make sure I'm getting the entire eye so you can see the difference between a primed eye and a not primed eye. And I'm not adding a ton of product. I want to just tap this on, work it into my skin, really get rid of that darkness, that redness, those blues, and have a really great primed eye. Now that my eyes are primed, I'm gonna go into my powdered shadow. I'm gonna be using Choices. This is a wonderful palette that's an all sheen palette, not glitter, not sparkle. Another tip for us ladies that are mature. Forget the saying that you can only wear matte shadows. If you love matte shadows, go for it. I'm not saying that matte's bad. I'm saying that we can wear a sheen. I'm not saying we're wearing glitter or sparkle or anything like that. We're wearing a beautiful sheen that pops the eye. That's what I think. It brings life to the face, and you'll see that in my Fierce Aging series. I put a sheen on beautiful women in their 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s. So it really does pop and it comes alive. And I'm going to take the middle color here. It's actually very similar to my Bobbi Brown cream eyeshadow stick, the golden bronze that I love. So I'm gonna just take my eyeshadow brush. This is a shadow brush. On here, I created this brush set for you. This is a 9-piece, 100% vegan brush set that's travel. This is all you need. I mean, this is why it just makes your makeup so much easier. Another tip for mature women, you don't need 77 brushes. You don't need long brushes. You just need brushes that are simple and easy to use and that really lay the product for you. So I'm gonna go in to the shadow and I'm going to start right at the base and I'm going to just press into my eye. And what I really like to do is put the concentration of the shadow here and then just take it to the sides. So you really have the concentration in the middle and then you're sweeping it to the sides. You're not trying to load it all up and go everywhere because you don't want all that color on the inner part of your nose or on the outside. You're really trying to control the color and place it intentionally. I'm also breaking the rules because I'm wearing bronze and I have silver hair. So I have cool hair and I'm wearing a warm color. And guess what? I love doing that. Another tip for mature women. Break the rules. Don't listen. Wear gold, wear silver together. Wear bronze eyeshadow when you have cool gray hair. Wait, do what you want to do if you feel it looks good. I always love pushing the envelope. I love when people tell me, oh, you can't do that because you have this color hair or you have this color skin. Okay, well, you know what? I'm going to do it. I'll wear yellow, I'll wear green, I'll wear whatever I think I want to wear. just do it. You've earned the right with your age. Just go for it, ladies. Don't let people tell you what you can and can't do with your beauty and with your style. Just go and experience it and love it and just rock it and be unapologetic about it. So I'm going to go in with the lightest color here for the brow bone. I'm going to just take the same brush and I'm going to go up and just give a little highlight. I am now going to take my tapered blending brush. It's like a pencil. It is tapered to the top. I'm going to go into the deepest color here and I'm going to just give a little bit of a contour in the end. You can see how much I love doing makeup and just really empowering you to be who you are and to just not listen to anybody. I just think it's so funny where, you know, where people like to tell you what you can and can't do. And it's like, well, wait a second, just look at yourself in the mirror and do what you want to do. Don't tell me what I can do. And I think that that's really, people feel that they can do that as we get older. Like, oh, Joan, you can't wear that color. That color looks terrible on you. Meanwhile, you love that color. It's like your signature color. So I want you to play with makeup. If you feel that you don't like it, what it looks like on you, then take it off and start over and go with something lighter or go with something different or a different color palette. But my biggest tip for women that are doing makeup that are over 40 is do what you like, do what you want, make yourself happy, make yourself feel beautiful. And don't listen to anyone else. I'm going to take the shadow that I just used as a contour color. I'm going to go right underneath. And I'm going to just smudge it up just like that. It's going to kind of balance out, gives me kind of that shadowing. If I feel like there's too much shadowing, I can take my Almay makeup remover pad, easily just clean up anything that went a little lower and any extra shadow. But since we put the concentration of the shadow in the middle and just pressed it into the skin and we weren't going back and forth like this, you don't have a lot of fallout. So you're really helping your makeup application to be very precise and not to be messy. Eyes are done. We're gonna go in with our lash curler. I'm just gonna go to the base of my lashes, and I like to pump at the base a couple times, and then I'll squeeze, so I'll hold it, and then I just do a little lift up like this. It's a slight motion. So I'm really giving that bend to my lashes. It's a totally different look when you have straight lashes, like I do. You don't see them. And then I go in and I curl them, and you see that my eyes are open. They look really, really beautiful. This is a very big tip for mature eyes, that you want to open them up. You want them to look fresh, and that's how you do it. Get a heated eyelash curler if that's right for you. We sell one in my studio, or do a regular mechanical eyelash curler that's going to help really hold those lashes up. We're going to go into our dark chocolate. I like doing dark chocolate as my waterproof eyeliner because it's less harsh than black. So a dark chocolate espresso color is going to be really beautiful on your eye because it's going to define the eye, but it's not going to be like, wow, it's so dark, it's so harsh. Another tip for mature women is that you want to stay as close to the lash line as possible. Now, if you like a winged out look, that's amazing. You rock that. But if you want to just really define the eyes, not age your eye and basically bring it down and make it look like you're wearing too much makeup just with the eyeliner, go super tight to the lash line. Like I have showed you multiple times. You go right to the lash line. You almost feel your lashes moving. So you're feeling your lashes moving. You are just going in between those lashes. You're thickening up the lash line. It's beautiful, and it is a timeless look. I did a little liner on the bottom lash line just to balance it out. Now, if you feel that it's not perfect, don't worry. This is another tip that I like to teach you, is that you can take this a little eraser brush. This is a short smudge brush. I like to call it my eraser brush because I can just go back and sweep up anything that I feel is not right. So basically this little eye here, it looked like I went a little low. I can just smudge it up. I can run this across the top eye also. For the liner there, smudge it up, make it look really beautiful. Any imperfections are smoothed out right away. And then if I feel like this one's still a little bit further down, I just take my Almay pad. It's so easy. It just makes it so simple. Clean it up, and then I'm like, okay, ready for mascara. Going in with my Intense mascara. This is an Intense volumizing and curling mascara. Again, super tiny teeth on each side. It's a flat wand. So it's going to grip the lashes at the base. So you're going to go right to the base, you're going to wiggle back and forth, and you're going to pull straight up. So this is a really important part that I saw a lot when I was doing makeup lessons in my studio with women. They would come in, and then I would show them how to do the lashes, and then I would say, okay, now you do the left side and let me watch you and see if we're doing it the way I want you to do it. And they always would go to the tips just like this. They're just doing the tips. That's wrong, ladies, because you're only going to get the mascara at the tips. You're not going to get the full look of that beautiful lash line. You want to thicken up that lash line at the base. So it's basically like you're front loading your lashes, right? You go to the base, you wiggle back and forth, and you pull straight up. So the whole entire lash is getting the mascara. So you're not just getting the tips, which do nothing. It just weighs down the eyelash. You're going to the base, giving it that foundation, and then coming to the tips. So again, you go to the base, wiggle back and forth, and come up. So you can, at the end, do, if you wanted more on the tips, that's not a problem. But that was, everyone always did that. They would go into the tube, come out, and just go like this. I'm like, you're missing the entire point of the lashes. You want to have as much beautiful, not clumpy, obviously, just really beautiful streamlined mascara. You can do mascara on the bottom if you want to. I like to, for day, keep it clean. Another really great tip is that if you feel that your eyes need to be opened and you feel that they're maybe have a little redness in that waterline, you can take a nude pencil. We are actually out of these now, but you can take a nude pencil, go into the waterline, and you can really open up the eye. Your eye's going to look wider, it's going to look brighter. This is a really great tip for mature women because we usually have a little redness on that lower lash line and we want to brighten the eye area. Simple with the nude pencil, go in. You can use a white one depending on your color tone, and you can go in. This has been a tip that we used in photo shoots and on set with our models. We always wanted to really open up the eye, and we do that with a nude pencil. Going into the brows, I'm going to just use a brow fix, like a brow mascara. This is in Cocoa, and I really would like to just gloss my brows, maybe cover a couple gray hairs. Someone said in one of my comments recently in my YouTube video, they said, why are you covering up gray brows? They're beautiful, what have you. Absolutely. If you don't want to cover them up, that's great. I have like one or two that just don't like make the look really come together. So I like to just cover them up. So if you have a lot of gray in your brows and you really want to rock that, I think go for it. I just think that a lot of women want to kind of get a consistent brow color. And if they have those brows that are gray that are making their brows look thinner because you can't really see them, covering them with a little brow mascara is beautiful because it brings the brows to life. Now we're going on to the skin. We are going to perfect the skin, but not using a lot of product. I'm going to give you some options when it comes to foundation. I'm going to use my Lighten Up. This is a nice concealer that's going to brighten my eye area. This is what I do. You choose what's going to be right for you. So I like to go into the corner here because of the gray, the shadowing from my nose. I come down. I do have this pigmentation here that I want to cover first with my concealer. So I do definitely the triangle. I know that's very controversial for a lot of people. They don't like that. They say mature women can't do that. It's more makeup. It's too heavy. If you're using the right mediums, like Lighten Up, that is a beautiful sheer veil of brightener, you're fine. If you use the eye brightener that I had here, I don't know where it went. It's in a ClickUp pen, very sheer veil of a brightener. If you're using a heavy, thick concealer, absolutely, it's not going to work. Yes, it'll look like you have a ton of concealer on. So I just go to the corner, come down to the corner of the nose, back up to the corner of the eye. That's what works for me because I need to cover this pigmentation if I'm not using a color corrector. So I will go right up to the eye. And what I like to do too, it's a really nice tip, let it sit for a second because it is a liquid. So you want it to sit for a second and then you're going to work it in. I'm going to just take my foundation buffing brush. I love the way this buffs into the skin, almost like it's one skin. So I'm not seeing any streaking if I was using a sponge or if I wasn't really feeling like that worked for my skin. Working with the foundation buffing brush really does look like I have one skin. So I just press it in. And I'm going to get this beautiful, almost like a little facelift because I've lightened this area that was pigmented, which was dark. Again, I'm not using any color correctors except for my concealer. I'm just brightening up this area. I also saw a little blemish that I will tag right there with my concealer. I just covered up that little blemish with my concealer. Lots of different options when it comes to a foundation with mature skin. I'm going to be using my BB cream, so I'm going to show you how that goes on the skin. But I have been using a lot in a lot of my tutorials, the Chanel Broad Spectrum SPF 15. This is a very lightweight foundation. It's beautiful. I picked up at the drugstore the other day. It was 50% off from Revolution. I haven't used anything from them before, but this is a stick foundation. And it's really beautiful. It was $6. I was very surprised. I bought the color F6. So this is something that I feel could possibly rival the Bobbi Brown stick foundation if you wanted that stick kind of application, that medium of a little bit more full coverage. Not full coverage, but more of a medium coverage. It's not going to be a light coverage, but you can apply depending on if you just spot treat your face and just cover where you need to, you could use it as a light foundation. Luminous Silk Armani is beautiful because it's luminous. Mature skin needs that beautiful highlight to their skin. You don't want to matte down your skin and make it look dull. You want it to luminize the skin. That's a beautiful foundation I've used here on the channel also. So I'm going to just use my BB cream that has aloe, ginseng, chamomile in it. It has a burst of hydration for the skin. I use it a lot in my Fierce Aging because I want to pop the skin. I want the skin to come alive. I mix fair and light together together, and I just buff it on with my buffing brush. It's really a beautiful, almost comes out like a mousse kind of feeling when you pump it out. And I'm gonna just mix that together, those two, and then I will just put this on my face. Another way to really maximize your foundation or whatever medium you're using is to concentrate on this T-zone area where you have more redness, where you have more discoloration, and then work it out to your skin. So you're not masking your whole face. You want to work in this area where you see most of the redness around your nose area, up here in this T-zone, down around, and then pull out so it's less. Now, another thing too, if you have blonde hair, if you have gray hair, silver, white hair, you want to make sure you're not taking your foundation into your hairline. I know a lot of people say, oh, work it back into your hairline. Well, we can't do that because you're gonna see your foundation like this whole halo, and it's not cute and it takes forever to get out. So you wanna make sure that you put the concentration of your foundation, BB cream, CC cream, whatever you're using, in this area of your face, and then buff it out and have little on the outside of the face, not a ton hanging out near this hairline. I just love how it just buffs into the skin. It looks beautiful. It's lightweight. It doesn't feel heavy. It doesn't look like I'm wearing a foundation. It just looks like my skin, and that's what you really want. So I'm gonna go in with Cheeky. This is my cream blush. You can use it as a lip too. So it's a lip and cheek, so it's a dual product. I'm gonna just take this kind of like a carnation pink, and I'm gonna smile, and I'm going to just tap it into my skin and work it around on my cheekbone here. And I really love cream blushes on mature skin because it makes your skin again come alive. This is going to give you that beautiful, you can see a little of that gloss look, dewy, really pretty. Another tip for mature women is to bring the blush up. You want to bring it up depending on your face shape and what you're working with. You don't want to bring the blush too far down, too low, because then you're going to drag the face down. You want everything to lift up. Always think like just we're trying to battle gravity. We want to pull our face up. So we want to go up. So everything you're working in, you're working it up and out. Going right into our lips, I'm going to do a really interesting lip today. So I'm going to use Cameo. This is my Kohl lip pencil. This is just a nice outline of my lips, nothing too much. And I'm going in with a lipstick that is so underrated that I have called Extra.
When people call you extra, just look them in their face and say, am I extra or are you basic? Be a blessing.
It is just like Black Honey from Clinique. And I know that that's like this big cult following forever, but it's so funny because when I came out with it, that's what I thought. And I have that on my website. It's like Black Honey, but it looks so intimidating when you look at it. And then when you see it on, it's like a balm. It's like a wash of this beautiful color. So you can see how it goes on. It's just like staining my lips. I just think that it's so different and really kind of unexpected. You wouldn't think I would do a look like this. I'm gonna just take Cocoa 13. That's gonna give that a shimmer to my lip. You know I love to top my lips with everything that's lip gloss. So I have a little pop to my lips, really beautiful. Taking Nikita Banana, my brightening powder, and I'm going to just go underneath the eyes, T-zone. I like to set everything in the T-zone area. And if you feel that you want to have a little bronzer, yes, women that are mature can bronze, not like what we see on Instagram and TikTok from the younger girls is, whoa. I find that to be a little over the top because our skin just can't handle all of that contouring. But in my classic Beige, you have a bronzer. It's a matte bronzer and it is a universal bronzer. And what you can do is just the top of the ear comes straight down right here. If you want to give that definition to your face, but maybe you don't want to do too much. Maybe you don't want to go all the way up to the temple area here and down on the jawline. Maybe you just want a little bronzer to give that face some dimension. Easy to do. So there you have it. You have this beautiful look. Lots of great tips for mature mature woman, I know my hair is dirty. This is why it looks like this. We are going to do a quick tutorial on how to maximize dirty hair next Friday, but I wanted you to have just a very impactful video with lots of tips for mature skin. You know that this is my passion. You know I love helping you. I love that you're sitting maybe in your vanity right now working with me, or maybe you're on the couch and you are enjoying just learning some more tips. But I would love for you to subscribe to my channel, support my channel, and I will keep creating free content for you, just helping you to be bold, fierce, and unapologetic as you walk through each year of your life. I mean, it just gets better, ladies. You just have to really, reframe it. And if you feel like, oh, I'm feeling old and I'm feeling like I look in the mirror and all I see is wrinkles or all I see is pigmentation, all of these things, reframe that. Reframe that story that you keep telling yourself, because you can definitely change it. Every morning you can change what you say to yourself in the mirror, and really look at that woman in the mirror and say, you know what, you are beautiful. You have brought me to 46 years. You have brought me to 56, to 78 years old, to 85, whatever it is. Have an attitude that is grateful for your beauty, grateful for the things that you can change, and a lot of acceptance for the things that you can't. So ladies, until my next video, I'll see you later.
You can see shit 'cause you have closed your eyes. You say you'll listen, but you miss